I was recently contacted by a journalism major at a local college. She was working on a project and asked me a few questions about the role social interaction plays in college students' lives. It got me thinking about my own college experience and the experience of my patients that are in college. I am fortunate to still be friends with many of the friends I made in college, and I honestly do not know what I would have done without them. They have been instrumental in my development and have been a huge part of my entire adult life. I have so much compassion and empathy for the kids that are in college right now. They are doing so much trying to navigate all of the stress of COVID in the context of an already complex developmental period. Most college students that I have talked to aren't going to big parties. They're really trying to stay in small groups for their own safety and for the safety of their family members and friends. From a COVID perspective, I think that they are really trying to work hard to keep the ones that they love safe. But I think this has come at their own expense. College students aren't meeting as many people as they ordinarily would. They are not having the experiences they normally would have, and they're not having the opportunity to create their social and professional network. It's incredibly hard for them right now. They've worked their whole lives to have this unique experience for a very short period of time, and they're missing so much of what they were expecting to experience. I'm seeing a lot of increased isolation, loneliness, depression, and anxiety in college students. I think that a mental health crisis is brewing for college students. We won't know the lasting effects of this for a while, but I know that so many college students are suffering right now. So parents of college students are in a tricky spot. Technically, their kids are adults, but they still need support, especially now. When your college student reaches out to you for support, validation is the first step. College is a time that people establish their identity, community, and life purpose. Even outside of the context of a global pandemic, decisions are especially hard to make during this time because every choice feels so important. College students are stressed. College can be one of the most exciting times in a person's life, but it is also one of the most stressful periods of development. COVID restrictions have cranked up the stress further. Many of the breaks in academic schedules have been canceled. Many events have been scaled down or reimagined. Most classes are virtual, and so much of what makes college life special has been lost. College students are feeling isolated, and social interactions continue to be a struggle. I think that one of the most important things that we can do for college students is just to validate that this is an impossible situation and let them know that whatever they are feeling is understandable. We can offer them compassion and acceptance and let them know that it is okay that they are not okay. If you are the parent of a college student, one thing that you may want to assess is whether your child is in need of additional support. Do they need more family support, social support, or could they benefit from professional services? Studies indicate that more than 1/3 of college students are suffering from major depression or an anxiety disorder right now. In many cases, students report that they do not access mental health support, either because they do not feel that their symptoms warrant it or because of difficulty navigating student health services. So you may want to be on the lookout for symptoms. Things like chronic fear and worry, difficulty concentrating, sleep issues, disrupted eating patterns, reduced social interactions, or increased concerns about academic performance. Many college students are attending classes remotely from home and are experiencing significant isolation and loss of independence that is compounded by the sadness and disappointment of missing out on the typical college experience. Especially if your college student is living at home, you want to be aware of how difficult this situation is for them and encourage them to access additional support if needed. Let's talk about some of the specific ways that you can support college students. The first 3 questions I ask college students are about sleep, exercise, and nutrition. Getting enough sleep, exercise, and food are really the most important things that young adults can do for their well-being. When possible, young adults should sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. Exercise is like nature's Prozac. It releases endorphins and reduces the stress hormone cortisol. Whenever possible, eating fresh foods like fruits and vegetables can help, but really just eating consistently is a good start. 2, listen. Ask if they want your advice before offering it. Keep your judgment to yourself. Listen for critical self-talk and help them to reframe their negative thoughts. Make every effort to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Keep your own stressors, issues, and concerns to yourself and try to be a sounding board for them as they navigate their new, more independent lives. 3, It feels good to be in relationship with our children, no matter their age, but it is so important that they build their own community apart from us. Encourage them to reach out to other sources of support. Recognize that they are not meeting as many people as they may have expected to at school, and they may need encouragement to reach out or reassurance that missing the closeness of their high school friendships is okay. 4. Help them to problem solve their concerns. Remind them to set concrete, measurable, reachable goals. Talk about what they can do to increase the structure and routine of their daily lives. 5. Remind them of their strength and competence. Help them to remember the times that they have faced hardship with strength and resilience. Encourage them to extend some grace to themselves. They are facing a significant increase in stress in the context of a significant decrease in structure and support. This is a hard situation, and they aren't expected to handle it perfectly. 6. Help them to brainstorm ways that they can make meaning out of this difficult situation. How can they use this challenge to build resilience? How can they creatively address an issue or a problem in their community? 7. Help them identify the aspects of their lives that they can control. What choices and decisions can they make that could reduce their stress level or improve their mood? 8. Recall coping strategies that have been helpful to them in the past. Meditation, yoga, hobbies, journaling, drawing, listening to music, spending time with pets, or reading for pleasure. 9. Encourage them to take a break. From news, from media, from stress, from work. It may be especially helpful to get outside if they have time. Maybe they don't feel like they have time, but even just taking a few breaths can help. 10. Urge them to seek professional help. If you are concerned that they are experiencing significant symptoms, help them to get help.